Hello everyone! I am here today to give you a quick tutorial on how to do the star stitch in my newest bag pattern. I have already worked up, here's one of my finished bags. I have already worked up my base and a couple of the rows. I'm going to show you how to work the star stitch, and then I will show you how I join and then where to work your next row. So I am on row 3 right now. The way you work any of the, like row 3, row 5, it's the same from row 1. We're working into half double crochets in the back loops only on all of these odd numbered rows. So it'll be the same concept each time. I will show you in another quick tutorial how to actually start a star in your chain stitch, but I do want to show you as we're coming to the end of this one here. I just wanted to show you how I end up joining them, which stitches you end up working your half double crochets in. So, okay, so if you are familiar with the star stitch, awesome. If you are not, the star stitch makes such a nice texture. You can actually work rows of the stars without the half double crochet row in between. I have done this in little change purses and stuff, and it's really cute. I do like how you can add that texture in there, so that's why I added them in this one, but you don't have to. So okay, so I have just finished my star here. When you are done one star, you're always working into the center spot of the previous star, as well as one of the posts, the previous stitch you worked in, and then the next two. So what we're going to do, you don't yarn over before you insert your hook, but you're going to insert into the center of that last star, and you're going to pull through one loop. You're then going to insert your hook through that post and pull through one loop. You're then going to insert through the previous stitch you worked, and because we want that nice ridge, we're working through the back loops only. So insert through there and pull up one loop. Then you're going to insert through the back loop only of the next stitch and pull up one loop. And once again through the next one and pull up one loop. And then you are going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops on your hook. And then we are going to chain 1 to close. All right, so we're going to repeat that process. Go through the center of your star, pull up one loop, go through that first post, pull up a loop, through the previous stitch, pull up a loop, through the next one, pull up one loop, and through the next one. Now you'll have 6 on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all. Chain 1 to close. Okay, so you're going to just repeat this same process for the whole row. Okay, I'm gonna continue until I get to the end here, and I'll show you how I do a join. You'll notice when you get to the end of the row, you will be 1 stitch short, because normally we like 2. We work through this one, and then 2 additional stitches. When you get to the end of this row, you're only going to have 1 to work into. So I'll show you what I do with that last one. I'm not sure if it's the proper way to join stars if you're working in a round or not, but I found that on the first bag I was working, there was quite large gaps between my stars at the joins, so I wanted to figure out a better way because that was not working for me. Okay, so I'm on my last one here. As you can see, I've only got 1 extra stitch to work into there. Okay, so this is, sorry, on a side note, if you're working with multiple colors and you don't feel like weaving in a whole lot of ends, you can carry your yarn when I was working this bag, I chose to only carry my white yarn just because I was working with more colors. So you can see my white carried there, but then I usually try, I hate weaving in ends. I don't know anybody who likes it, but I really despise it. So I usually try to weave them in as I go, even though actually I'll show you how I do that, because you can't really weave them in when you're working your star stitch row. It's much easier when you're working your half double crochet row. So I'll show you that in just a minute here. Okay, so on our last one, we're going to start it the same way we would. Oh, and look, we ran out of stitches. So, because I don't want a big giant gap through those, what I'm doing, I'm gonna actually work through the bottom of that chain instead. I'm guessing like it would be the first chain. So there's my 6th loop. Pull through all of them, chain 1 to close. So we still get our center there. And then I'm going to join into this first stitch. Now, I discovered when I was working with the Bernat Home Deck yarn, which is like the t-shirt yarn, the joins were not forgiving at all. So I discovered this way of joining, and now I can't help but do it on all of my projects just because it makes the joins so much less visible. So instead of, in the past, what I would have done, I would have just simply gone through this one, slip stitch it. And on this, it's not too bad. Depending on the yarn you're using, you might not notice it too much. However, I've discovered if you, from working from the back of your work through the front, bring your hook through the back and take your working yarn and pull it through that one and give it a nice secure pull, and you can barely tell where your joins end up. Like you can see a little bit, but I find that it's so much less bulky, I guess, than others. So anyways, that's how I join. So now I'm not going to be working with that beautiful aqua color for another few rows, so I'm going to cut that one off, and I'm coming back to my off-white yarn. So I'm going to rejoin my off-white. Oh, actually, I lied. I'm not going to rejoin my off-white yet. Ooh, I hope I didn't cut that too short. Okay, learning experience here. So when you move on to this next row, we are working into the centers of your stars. So you could do your chain 2 here, but then you're going to have one extra, like you'll be able to see it, and I don't want to see it. So I'm going to slip stitch with my previous color into the middle of my star. Ooh, I just have enough there. Okay, and now I'm gonna join my new yarn. Oh no, it's pulling through. Okay, hold on, I gotta try that again. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Got too excited about working on my next row here. Okay, I'll just redo my join. Give it another whirl. Oh, sorry. Apparently my battery is going dead. Okay. Joined. Slip stitch in. Don't let it go this time. Okay. So. Oh, tough stuff, I tell ya. Okay. So now we are going to chain 2, and we are working into that first star center. So because I don't want to weave these ends in later, I'm actually going to pull up those pieces there, and I am going to work around them. So yarning over, there's my first half double crochet, there's my second. So you work 2 into that stitch, you're going to ignore this next space here, and now you're going to work into this next one. So if you're wanting to weave in your ends, just make sure you've got those 2 tails tucked through there. Okay, So I've got one longer one, the other one is shorter. So I'm just going to tuck that to the back of my work when I move on to my next one. So I'm going to yarn over, working into that star space in the center, do 2 half double crochets. Okay, and then moving on to the next one. So this row goes pretty quick. Just 2 into each of the centers until you get back to the beginning. You can join the same way, and I join just into my first stitch. That the chain 2, you won't notice it there. So anyways, there you go. That gives you a quick tutorial on how to do that star stitch and where to place your half double crochets when working up this bag. If you have questions, let me know. You can reach me. All of my contact information is included in my pattern, or you can always reach me through my Jules Loves Yarn Facebook page. Awesome. Have a great day.